What's up, my brothers? We got a requested video today from a mathematician who is taking a mathematical approach to life and women. So let's see what his request's about and what kind of feedback we can offer. He says he should describe himself first. He's 28, lives in the San Francisco Bay Area. Bro, I'm sorry to hear that. And I am currently finishing my degree in mathematics. As with most men that find your content, I fell victim to blue pill mentality, had a few traumatic mindset altering experiences from it. Due to waking up, it has come to my attention that all the males in my family are betas who will say, give, spend, or do anything to keep their women. Congratulations, man. You figured that out a lot sooner than most guys do. My younger brother has spent nearly $10,000 on his girlfriend this year alone, and my own father constantly consulting relationship equity, while my mother has straight up told me she only married him for his money. She has sold his second house to give all the money essentially to my mom, who has been refusing him sex for years. That said, I have noticed that I myself have that beta blue-pilled mindset with my past relationships, and I wish to pull myself out from it. Good news is I now have abundance, pulling 8 to 10 type women, and can and have left them at the first sign or first continual sign of disrespect or monkey branching. Unlike family members, I have not, and nor will he ever give women money. All right. Now, this guy posted the links to his social. He's a handsome dude. I can verify he's on a good path. He seems to have the baselines covered for attraction anyway. My desire for chasing excellence and not chase women has led me to already do data analysis work for the FBI, 2-year college level teaching, and I'm currently an intern for a startup hedge fund. I've realized that I have a talent for networking and learning. The work for the hedge fund has made me realize how much business investing debt are important this day and age. My life goal is to become independent, owning my own business, have $1 million in the bank, own my own home, become better, then continue to learn. Red pill mindset. Okay, so he's got some goals. My question is partly twofold. I understand that as a mathematician, I have a unique perspective on business compared to others, and I'm fascinated with the investing debt consolidation work. Don't even bother, dude. I'll tell you straight up, stay out of this line of work. It's not worth it. You can apply the same amount of effort and energy to this side of things and get a much bigger ROI. Your work within the hedge fund is a good place to be. I assure you of that. Stick there and do not go here. Okay. I could spend an hour explaining why. Just trust me. Okay. Been there, done it. It's like when I tell you guys, don't get in a relationship with single mom. Okay. I'm speaking from experience. What would your advice be to a 28-year-old on getting into the financial consulting world while at the same time maintaining a red pill mindset in the middle of a blue pilled family? Okay, as far as family goes, you're going to need to define a perimeter and keep them at arm's length, whatever that looks like. They're going to get, upset. Oh, you've changed. You've become different. You used to be a nice guy. You've got these different views now, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to learn to start ignoring that, because that's usually the first thing that starts pulling people back, or guys specifically, back into the crap. So you have to maintain frame. It's the same thing as maintaining frame with women. Just like you set boundaries with women, you get rid of them at the first sign of disrespect. Good. I'm not saying get rid of your family, but you want to set a perimeter, set a boundary around what you're willing to tolerate with that. What are things I should know, start a business owner, be concerned with, and need to know? Best ways to market yourself. Where do you go find legal information on requirements and licenses needed to start? Lastly, thank you. Okay. Let's do this. I did a video on what not to do in business. Okay. So that covers that over there. If you're not on my email list, I'm gonna alter my email list so that when you get on it, any past learning events will be sent out to new people that join the list. Normally I just do like one campaign for new email, and it's like it goes out to who's on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that it's in an automation sequence so that anybody that's on the list gets those emails. So I'll fix that for you guys so you can all get it at any given time. Doesn't matter if you watch this video summer right now in 2020 or next year, you'll get it. But long story short, watch that video. It covers what not to do in business, which I think is probably the most important part of it. And you want to stay away from things like specifically moving physical products, anything that has to deal with exchanging time for money. A unless it's a huge amount of money for the amount of time that you're exchanging the hour for. Like if you're billing, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 an hour, fine, cool. But if you're doing like, you know, max $200 an hour, I'd say stay away from stuff like that. You're a mathematician, which is great, and you work in a hedge fund. I happen to have a very close friend that I grew up with who spent a lot of time in all the big cities, you know, New York, London, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, and now lives in Ibiza. And he runs his own hedge fund from his basically, it's like a villa estate mansion. He does very, very well for himself, and it's all algorithmic, mathematic based. So I would encourage you to look at that. You're in a good place. You already have the skills. It sounds like you've got teaching level skills, which is good. Now you got to crack the code on hedge funds and understand how they work. And I would take a few years working with this one, so you get all the information you need, like all the insider's insight, and then go from there. Marketing yourself, you're talking about getting a JOB, which stands for just over broke. Do not recommend that. If you're good at this and you like maths, I would create your own fund at some point. And where do you go to find legal information on requirements and licenses needing to start? Okay, so that question there tells me that you haven't been working at this hedge fund long enough. Spend more time there. Spend 2, 3, 4 years. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just trying to think how long my buddy worked, because he worked for like 2 or 3 different outfits. I'm thinking it was about 7 to 10 years. So, you know, put in the time. You know, it could be 5 to 10 years, let's say, before you have all the frame, all the understanding. You understand the legal requirements, you know, the exchange requirements, everything that's tied into that, so that you structure it properly. And for the love of God, structure it properly. I've seen people set up financial instruments in the past, and they make loads of money very quickly and blow it on big expensive shit, and then the whole thing comes crumbling down because they screwed it up somewhere with some trivial piece of trite BS that they overlooked, or somebody that they hired who they thought was an expert overlooked. So that's the advice that I have for you on this one. I like where you're coming from. I really like your approach to life. I like that you know how to set boundaries. I like that you're a younger guy. You're not overanalyzing things in some ways that I've seen other people do, that really erode the intent of making yourself your own mental point of origin and what the red pill is. I'm very, very pleased to see requests like this, because it's like the cake's already made. All you got to do now is just put the icing on it and a few cherries, and it's all dressed and it's done. You're in a far better position than you think, but I'm going to tell you right now, exercise precaution, because the area that you're working in, that I'm encouraging you to work in, does come with a certain amount of downside, okay, to put it politely and lightly. But as a mathematician, I'm sure you're great at crossing T's, dotting I's, and making sure everything reconciles. So just maintain that. Don't take any shortcuts, and make sure that you comply with all regulatory bodies as you go about it. It's a very, very lucrative, wonderful life if you get it right. And I think based on what you've described, you're well positioned for that. So I wish you all the best of luck. If anybody who's watching this right now that has some experience in this area, do this guy a favor, leave a comment below. Let him know if there's any other tools and resources that I might have overlooked or missed that would be useful. Thank you for your requests. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.